Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we will going through the final 4 games of Fut Champs. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. But hang on. I just need to say quickly, if you haven't watched a video before where I go through the first 11 games of Fut Champs, I'd highly recommend watching that first, just for a bit of context. You know, it doesn't really make sense to watch the last 4 games if you haven't watched the first 11, so please, without further ado, go and watch the first 11 and then you'll be fully up to speed what's going on with the team and yeah, what's going on in my Fut Champs run. But yeah, without further ado, let's get stuck into the final 4 games and also the rewards, which may surprise you a little bit because they certainly did for me. Alright then, so firstly, in this first game we see Goretzka put us 2-1 up here, and I must say he has been absolutely incredible this weekend. For I'd say 90% of it at least, he was incredible. You can tell why he is the most expensive player in my team. And I've got to give him props. He was incredible. But just in these last 4 games, not only him, but also the players around him really let the side down, as we see myself go 9-3. And this is where the wheels come off, unfortunately. After such a good start, the bottle just begins. As you see, a strong squad here, to be fair. Goretzka playing in the cam is questionable, but I shouldn't really even be showing my face after this game, I'll be honest. I don't want to spoil it, but it's a stinker in Hook's game, I'll be honest. Absolute disaster class, mate. Absolute disaster class. Goretzka, Kante, players which I relied on so much this weekend, just absolutely falling off in this one. But it wasn't just them, to be fair. Kanate and Upamecano, whose praises I couldn't sing high enough in the first 11 games, they dropped clangers as well. I mean, I was wondering why, in the last episode, I was wondering why their prices were so low. I think I understand now. I think the lack of playstyles, defensive playstyles especially on them, it just really hinders their cards, unfortunately. I found out the hard way, especially in this game where, well, we only find ourselves 2-1 down at the moment. And in fact, actually go and grab a goal here to make it 2-2 with Ekitike. Ekitike, a player, when there is value for money, it is through him. He is well worth the money, in my opinion. Because even towards this tough run towards the end, you'll see and notice it's a recurring theme that he is the guy which is constantly stepping up for us and dragging these players through the tough times. Because to be honest, the problem wasn't so much the attack this weekend, it was more the defence, because we were scoring tons of goals. That wasn't the problem. It was more the defence, which I was sort of getting away with at the start, first 11 games, mostly due to me scoring more than the opponent. But towards the end, as I played tougher opponents, it became more of an uphill task for me, because stronger defences and stronger attacks is what I'd be playing. So I'm not going to be scoring as many, so it's going to be tough to outscore the opponent. I'm going to be playing better attackers as well, so I might even concede more goals. And yeah, it's not a pretty sight here. Harry Kane absolutely dunking on me in this one. 6-2, soon to become 7-2, soon to become 9-2. Yeah, not a pretty sight at all, as Kane doing some wacky celebration here. He was mocking it, and you know what, I rate it. I'll be honest, I rate it from Harry Kane. Absolutely rate it. I don't know how many he scored in this one. He probably scored at least 5 of the goals for this guy. He was a machine. I'm a machine! Absolute machine. And yeah, unfortunately we had to learn the hard way why some of these players are worth the price they are and half of them are under 10k. And that was the main idea for this team. Use players under 10k. And that team in that game, towards the end, in the other games as well, definitely played like players which are worth under 10k, unfortunately. As we move on to the next games, we come up against another strong team. Carragher in defence, not the strongest, but players like Totti, Diani, Camavinga, those are the kind of meta players which are always going to punish you. As Totti, as I say his name, he goes and scores a great goal, low driven. And that's a shot I never really used this weekend, and I've been using it in friendlies during the week, and I have to say it is a really useful shooting technique to use, as Foden does get us on level terms in this one. And I must say Foden as well, he's another one which did step up to a slight extent towards the end of this weekend. I've got to give him props there. He was solid himself, to be fair. Yeah, Totti making it 2-1, a great pull for this guy. I think it's the first time playing against Totti, to be honest, very rare. But yeah, what a player. As Rodrigo, you know what I said, Ekitike was good at this run, and I just remembered I was subbing in Rodrigo a lot for Ekitike, because Ekitike he was good against the slightly worse defenders running in behind, but when you're playing against slightly deeper teams, you need someone who's got that mazy dribble to just unlock the defence, and that's what Rodrigo had. They had a fair few finesse shots on him as well. I think you saw in the last episode him score some clutch goals as well, and one of the games which I actually went on to bottle for all my fault, just poor defending in the end. Realistically, that Rodrigo goal should be enough for us in the other game, but it wasn't due to my poor defending. But yeah, Rodrigo getting something constantly back to EK, it can't go on like that. That cannot happen again. I'll make sure it doesn't, because it's just a bit unserious, to be honest. I want to be reaching the high ranks in Fut Champs. I've got to be sticking with my starting 11 at least till half time. As Gianni goes and puts in the dagger in this one and celebrates. I'm pretty sure I did a sue with Rodrigo in this game when I was leading, so that celebration is fully warranted. I rate it. I rate the banter.
I've got to praise the banter. I've got to give a big hand up to the banter. I'm waiting.
And yeah, Rodrigo gets consolation, but it's just not enough. As we move on to the next game, and I've got to say, it just doesn't get any better, I'll be honest. I mean, this team, I think he makes subs in the end, subbing off Maitland Niles and a couple other players, which aren't quite up to the standards, but I'll be honest, should still be beating that team in my opinion. It's just not the strongest, with all due respect to the opponent. And that's the thing about this weekend, I didn't really come up against too many like high-end sweat squads. I think it's mostly due to the fact that I was playing on Monday. I played at least 11 of my games, maybe 10 of my games on Monday, so maybe I was getting off the hook a bit and playing slightly weakened teams, but that will not be happening this weekend. I'm going to get fully found out. It's a real test, because I will be playing on Friday and Saturday, which I guess are the peak hours when all the proper sweat squads are on. So yeah, it's going to be a real test, and hopefully I come out the other side roaring like a lion, man, because it's going to be tough. But I'm going to go in all guns blazing, attacking football, fun football, and hopefully it goes my way. And you'll see that, yeah, towards the end of this episode, the players which I pack will be changing my team significantly. Yeah. And I'm not sure whether I will be doing this hero pack. I've done one and I got Carragher. I'm just not sure whether I want to take the risk, because there are some good SBCs coming out, the Hoyce and the Busquets, Pedro as well. Yeah, and in the final game I just closed application. That's the kind of mood I was in. I kind of sad that I wasn't able to get the footage, camera footage, webcam footage of me, because it definitely would have been a spectacle. But yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with this. Speaking over the top, I'm sorry. But yeah, we move on to our Raws now. We get Barco for the inform pack. Never gonna really expect anything from that. Then we move on to this pack. I don't know, was it the Cornerstone pack or something, or Ratings Refresh pack? That was an absolute honker. But here we go. This is the pack which I'm actually very pleased with. We see the walkout. We see right mid, Spanish, La Liga, from Barcelona. That can only be one man, and that is Lamine Yamal, and I'll take that all day of the week. We see a double walkout, and it actually ends up being Erling Haaland. At the time, I was thinking, that is insane. Don't get me wrong, it is insane. I'm not going to be ungrateful. I don't think I've packed a player over like 30k this year, so to pack 2 in one pack is absolutely incredible. But Haaland for only 50k is just, I feel that's a steal. He will not be making my team, unfortunately, Haaland, because I've seen this Pedro SBC coming out. I think I will be using him, but Yamal, he will definitely be getting used. And now we move on to the 85 times 2. Just looking for fodder from this one. We end up getting a player which I have already got, but thankfully this one's tradable, but she's going in SBC anyway. I mean, actually end up getting Chawinga from this pack, and Daniel Olmo. I mean, it's good fodder at the end of the day. After getting Haaland and Lamine Yamal, I'm taking that already. And I just want fodder for these new SBCs coming out, which can really upgrade my team. But in terms of the squad, there are positives for those first 11 games for this team, but against the better sweat squads, which I will be coming up against when I'm playing on Friday and Saturday, I think I'm going to need higher quality players. And I'll be honest, I don't see many players in the starting 11 surviving, possibly only Goretzka, to be honest, but we'll have to see on the next one, to be honest, because Lamine Yamal's here, and that means I'm going to have to fully switch up and rejig the squad to fit him in. And I see a Rashford Evo coming out, I'm going to be doing that as well. I actually ended up packing Pina in the week as well. I remember her ripping me apart in the last Fut Champs episode, so I might have to use her as well. But yeah, we will see on the next one next week, as I will be playing on Friday. We'll be streaming at this evening on Friday as well, so be sure to catch me there, and I'll catch you on the next one.